like to call this meeting of the Sustainability Advisory Board to order on Monday, July 2nd. Is there anyone who has public comment tonight?
Sure, yes. So,
Lindsay.
yay. Do I need to introduce
Just tell us your name and where you live, please.
Sure. So I'm Lindsay Erickson. I work for the Winnebago County Health Department. I live at 240 Algoma Boulevard, apartment 310. And so I'm one of the advisors for the Rethink Youth Coalition, which was the group that helped pass the tobacco-free parks rule in Oshkosh. So the Youth Coalition is hosting a cigarette butt cleanup this Sunday from 10:30 to noon in Menominee Park around the little Oshkosh playground, just to celebrate the new tobacco-free parks rule. And it's open to anyone who wants to come, volunteer, help out. So we'll be doing a cigarette butt cleanup. We bring all the supplies, and we'll have snacks there too, and hopefully it's not too hot. So I do have flyers if anyone's interested. Sure. So we just wanted to invite everyone here to help celebrate the new park rule. So
good.
Awesome. I can't tell you how happy this makes me, Lindsay.
yes.
I'm not a fan of tobacco.
Right. And we originally had it scheduled in April on Earth Day, and we had a lot of snow, so that didn't work out.
Do the supplies that you bring include like rubber gloves?
Yep, we'll have all the gloves. We bring bags to put all of the cigarette butts in, and we'll put them in mason jars so that we can show how many that we pick up. So,
Excellent.
If you do it again next year on Sunday, if you could do it in the afternoon as opposed to church time.
right, yeah. And we did this because, so Sawdust Days ends on Saturday, and so we wanted to do some nap right after Sawdust Days.
You should have a really good haul, and then when you compare that with next year's, it won't be very much.
Hopefully, that's the goal.
Cool.
Yeah.
Has the smoke-free parks gone into effect already?
Yes.
Okay, so these would be older butts that are being picked up.
Yes.
Okay,
Hopefully.
just checking.
Are signs posted?
No, but signs should be delivered this week and should
Okay.
be posted soon.
Okay.
So, we're getting it.
Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes as written unless someone has something to add to them.
So move.
Second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, our minutes are approved. Stephen has like 12 updates for us. But we'll start with the first one, which is the UW-Oshkosh Environmental Studies Projects update.
For that, not really too much. I'm still looking at the reports, and I know the next step is to try to start working on completing the audit. And I need to do something on that before, I think, September 6th, because that day, the Sustainable Communities Network that we're a part of, they're going to be coming here, and we're going to have our quarterly meeting here. So they wanted us to talk about our progress on this green infrastructure audit. And I want to be able to share
Sure.
something with them and be able to update all of you, say that we're actually doing something to move it forward.
Let's be sure we invite the health department to that too.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Which we haven't before, but we should. For those of you who don't know, the Sustainability Communities Network includes pretty much the whole Fox Valley. There are people represented there from East Central Regional Planning Commission. There are people there from Menominee, from a lot of municipalities, including Oneida last month. Somebody came, which was awesome. But it also includes businesses, corporations that have green teams and strive towards sustainability. So, for example, Evergreen Credit Union, which has only got like a dozen employees, but they're incredibly sustainable for their size. So it's a very interesting group, and they always share some good stuff. So, and anybody is invited, any of you who would like to come, or anybody else for that matter.
Yep.
It's not a closed group. Okay. Any questions on that for anyone? Okay, moving on then. I wanted to ask, did you all find those on our website? We have all 4 reports are there. You know that, right? Okay, just wanted to be sure. Okay, revisions to urban chicken keeping and beekeeping ordinances. What's that status?
So that, I am working with the attorneys on that. What I did was I did a markup. So I went in and I looked at the bee and the chicken ordinance as they were written, like currently, and I marked up like the changes we'd like to see. I recreated the diagram that is part of the beekeeping ordinance to make sure that it was in line with the text, versus contradicting the way it is now. So I'll be working with the attorneys a little bit more on those, but I think we're making pretty good progress on those.
Excellent.
Yep.
Okay, so probably a month or two yet. I know it's
Yeah.
not their highest priority, and I understand. Okay, the next thing is our Environmental Leadership Award update.
That I have to follow up with the city manager on that, because I think the
They'll
common
start
council
there.
members should have had enough time to hopefully provide some input. I haven't heard anything since I submitted it, so I just need to follow up. I know it's kind of backed up a little bit from our original timeline, but we can hopefully adjust and move those forward. We did get direction, though, to try to get some input from the common council, so that's what our goal was to do.
Sometimes no news is good news.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Except that we did have a timeline on there, so
Yep.
we're going to have to adjust that if it runs much longer.
Oh, absolutely, we will.
Okay, terrace tree proposal update.
That too, I have that on, that was something that was on it, Darren and Alan's desks. So I just need to follow up with them and ask them, because I don't think I was able to talk to Alan on that. But that is something that we drafted. I sent it to them, asked them for some input and direction as far as actually getting it to city forester and the other city departments.
Sounds like everything's stuck in committee at this point.
Yeah, it's
It
kind of a
feels
slow
like summer.
process, but yeah.
Okay,
And there's a lot of people on vacation too, so we're trying to
true.
work around that.
Okay, the farmer's market, we have another date coming up,
I believe
On
on
July
July 14th.
14th?
Yep. And I,
I've
and
signed up for that, so I haven't done it before, so do I need to come by and pick up a box of stuff, or?
yeah, I'm trying to
where-
think, does,
where and
I
when
think
should I
Robert
be?
had planned to also do it, and I don't think we had him listed for this month.
yeah, I think I didn't put him on there because I put him on for the other months, but he usually does, so.
So do I just count on Robert doing everything and I just show up, or should I come by and get stuff,
Mm-hmm.
or?
He usually will bring the box. I just have to check and make sure because I forget if,
You still have it? I mean, do you have it, or does he still have it from the last one?
I thought he had it actually.
Yeah, I think,
Does
It's
he
not in
have
my
a-
office.
Does he have a table and stuff like that, and chairs?
yeah, he is custodian of my table that we use.
Yeah,
Should I bring my own chair, or there's?
Yes, you should bring a chair and a hat and sunscreen and a bottle of water and lots of money, because you'll be sitting right next to a couple of awesome food places, just to let you know, which is also good for us because people come and frequent those, so.
Okay, oh, and then where is it?
It's in the.
It's on Church
the map.
Avenue,
yep,
just, Church Avenue, just this side of where Division
Okay, so
Street
Church
crosses.
Avenue.
Yep,
Yep,
and it's on the
it's in
north
the
side of the
packet.
street, our
Okay,
booth
Tells you
is.
where the spot is, and then you can find the spot on the map. So we're N12, so we're right there.
And this is good
N12.
information for everyone to have, because of course we all want to wander by the sustainability booth. And unless I miss my guess, we'll also have an opportunity once again to see how solar energy could create world peace. So, if you haven't seen that,
So
it's a
Steve, I
very,
may email you like a couple days before.
That's
to make
fine.
sure I don't have to,
and I'll
Pick up
verify too,
anything.
because I know with different people being listed, we want to make sure that the right person has the box and all that.
right, yeah.
the materials,
Yep.
yes. Okay, anything else on the farmer's market? Okay, then, let's move on to Vic, talking about the vehicle idling proposal that she very nicely wrote up and we all had in our packets.
Yeah. So I looked at a couple other organizations that had done similar programs. So mainly the University of North Carolina and then the Massachusetts DNR. They had really great like resources, and the University of North Carolina actually has like an entire packet of how they suggest one goes about promoting lessening vehicle idling and whatnot in your community. So I took a lot of key points from their letter that they actually sent out specifically. What they really found was just like the more bullet points you could give people instead of like paragraphs, obviously, like the better they'll read them. So yeah, so if anyone has any feedback on anything they think should be changed, edited, anything like that, I do have to get this to my contact with the school district in the second week of August. So
So this is a
Okay.
letter to go out to parents at the
yes,
beginning.
yep.
And this will go out in the school kids packet that the parents receive before school starts,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
Is it,
So.
the letter looks good, but
Thank you.
is it worth having like a link where they can get more information or?
Yeah, we can.
Or-
I can definitely add that. Sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll put it at the end.
That's a good idea, Pat. Thank you.
Yeah, I can link it right to the what the students did, like in town.
Yeah, it's really well written.
Thank
I
you.
think that's really great, especially coming from, somebody who has a little kiddo in school. If I saw that, I think it
Yeah.
does a really good job.
Tried to focus on really like the health aspect and not so much
Right.
like what it does to your car or costs. Like this is going
Right.
to parents, so finding the right audience was really important. And
Yep, and yeah, health and that it's factual. It's not to, just trying to scare people. It's trying to give everybody the information about, hey, this really impacts our health, especially theirs, and here's how, and all that. I think it gets across.
thank you.
It's great.
And even has citations, so that
Yep.
was good.
yeah, I didn't know how many citations to add, so I just kept it pretty minimal. But there'd be a lot otherwise.
I know. Yeah. And people don't really care.
No, they don't. Like
If-
I do, but yeah, other people really
If,
don't.
if they care, they can ask because they have a contact there. So.
Exactly.
As a parent, Adam, did you think this was a great letter?
I have not read the letter. I didn't see it attached.
Oh, okay. It's awesome. Here, you can take a peek at mine. And then you go, oh, this is wonderful. Thank you very much for that, Vic. And
Oh, not a problem.
If nobody sees any changes that are needed, which I certainly didn't, I think we could probably just go ahead and approve this so that,
Sure.
should we do that? Are we noticed for that? Discussion
Discussion
action. Let's
action.
do it.
Yep.
Yes. So somebody please make a motion.
I would move to approve as written.
Second?
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Okay, well then I think you can go ahead and share it with the
Right.
school.
Sweet. Thank you.
Okay, Menominee Shoreland Restoration Update. Michelle, do you have something for us?
Oh, I do, of course. It's our crazy season. We're always doing stuff. So on Sunday, the 24th of June, a few of us crazy volunteers went out there to do some work with the red-winged blackbirds. I came out there with a helmet and a flag in my back, just trying to ward them off and keep myself safe. Thankfully, they are no longer nesting on the western side of the site, and we were able to trim everything from the viewing area west in the site. However, they still have at least one nest on the east side and are very aggressive and would not allow us to do any work on that side, unfortunately. So we're still hoping to get back in there and trim that part of the site. And if anybody is wanting to enjoy the site, I would recommend sticking to the viewing area and west towards the sign, because we did find a nest in there, and that's why they were so angry with us, I think. Yeah.
Probably.
So hopefully the nesting season will be done soon, and we can really get in there and trim everything that's tall. But we want to make sure that everybody stays safe while doing that as well. We also had a volunteer day scheduled this past Saturday, but we canceled it due to the heat warning, and we didn't want anyone, again, for the safety of our volunteers, we didn't have anyone out there. So the next scheduled date is going to be Wednesday. And let me just look at my calendar because, no, thankfully not this Wednesday. That would be, especially interesting. As much as I would love to be out there on the 4th, and everything that entails, it's going to be July 11th, that Wednesday at 3:30. We're going to start at the pump house site and take care of it. Anything we need to do, especially after the 4th, because that's right around the area where people are going to be watching the fireworks and everything. So we're just going to do trash pickup and weeding and things like that in nature. The Audubon Society is going to join us for that volunteer day, so that's really exciting. We always love to have different groups come and join us for a volunteer day. So that's what we're looking at right now.
Do you have any other dates that you're still looking for volunteer groups?
Yes. Do I have those right out in front of me? Yeah, so July 28th, that's a Saturday. We could use a group to pick up that volunteer day. And we also have Saturday, August 25th. And there's a Wednesday, August 15th. So those are the next ones coming up. We also have one scheduled for Wednesday, September 12th at 3:30. And then I think that's all we have scheduled right now because, you know, before we go too much in the future, we just want to see how everything's going growth wise. And, you know, sometimes we'll have impromptu things scheduled just to try to keep up with everything. So,
Everything's looking good, though.
yeah, it's gorgeous. I mean, we have lots of pale purple coneflowers, which are exciting because those are a little bit more on the endangered side. And we have an endangered phlox that's in there, a pink phlox. And all the penstemon going. We saw lots of monarchs this past weekend. I got a picture of 2 of them in a frame. I was so excited because they're so elusive. But yeah, it's going well, I think.
Do you have a Facebook page that you post the photos to? or
We
anything?
do. I have to post more of the photos, but we do have a Facebook page.
What would
and I'll
that be
make sure to
called?
do that. What was that?
What would that Facebook page be called if somebody was looking for it?
Friends of Menominee Park Shoreland.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So find us on Facebook.
Okay, anybody have any questions about any of that? Moving on, agenda items for future meeting is everything we had above that, of course.
Yep.
Rolling over, but of course, we'll be having our workshop later today with the sustainability updates plan, sustainability plan updates. And we'll just keep adding to that every month. That's going to be so awesome. Do you have other things that we need to add?
I would say,
Green
I know
tea?
I've been talking to the city attorney a bit, and she had mentioned that either she, any combination of a few of them might come, but for sure, at least someone from the attorney's office is going to come, and they're going to talk about Robert's rules, some procedural stuff. She had worked on updating their book that they give to every board and commission with that information in it. She updated that for us, so she's going to come at one of the next upcoming meetings. So that should be good, and I know a lot of us are new, so it'll be good to just try to educate everybody on, you know, what we can and cannot do, our responsibilities as a, you know, public body. So that is coming up. That's something, I don't know if it'll be in August or in October. I know we don't have a regular scheduled meeting in September. We just do a workshop.
Just a
So
workshop, yeah.
I've been in touch with her, and we'll figure it out, and we'll get it on the agenda, you know, whatever works for them.
And that was actually a request that I'd made because I realized that when I first started, we had, of course, it was a brand new board, so we had quite a bit of input from the city attorney to make sure everybody understood how we're supposed to behave. But then we were doing that on an annual basis with a little update. Then when we started the Rental Housing Advisory Board, they actually created a handbook, and I realized that we had never had that. So we'll have our own little handbook eventually in case we need to look up a procedural something or other. We're all pretty good, and we're not super formal, so I think we've been getting along well, and I don't think we've broken any rules or caused any offense. That's not why she's coming. It's just something that used to be an annual reminder, so we need that. One thing I did want to share with you guys, I know I had told you at the last meeting about the Citizens Climate Lobby in Appleton was sponsoring the film The Burden. It's fantastic. I would highly recommend if you have an opportunity to see it or can download it. It's called The Burden. It's copyrighted 2015, and it was the most informative film about climate change that I've seen in a really long time. It talked about the relationship between our military and fossil fuels and how we send our military to the Mideast to protect our interest in fossil fuels, but how much oil it takes to keep them there. So it's not just the loss of life, which is irreparable, but also the amount of additional fossil fuels that we have to protect in order to have enough for them to protect it. It was just ridiculous. It was this big cyclical thing. And it was moderated by a gentleman who is, he's got his doctorate in sustainability, but he's also been an Air Force pilot and flew many missions over things like the rainforest and watched them deteriorate. And he also worked for NASA for a number of years. So it was a very good look at yet one more reason why we have to be more conscientious as a world, you know, just as a world.
Is it on video?
I don't know for sure. I hope so. I haven't, because I saw it then and then I haven't had a chance to breathe since. I just thought I'd share it with you now without looking it up, and I
When are
apologize.
they showing it?
They already did.
Oh,
It
they
already did. This is the
Oh,
one I invited you all to last month
Oh,
because it was
okay.
the day after that.
Okay.
But I just had to give you the update because it was so awesome. Okay, anything else for future agenda that anyone has? We got it covered, Stephen?
I think so.
Okay, well then our next meeting will be on Monday, August 6th at 6 o'clock in this very room. And I would entertain a motion to adjourn to workshop session.
So move.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great, thank you.